Hi, so welcome to this um, LOTAD, as we like to call it in like the TASing community. What is a LOTAD? A LOTAD is a low optimization tool assisted demonstration. It's very similar to a TAS. We use all of the same tools that a TAS would do, but we are just not spending a year to super optimize this. I only did this over the last couple days. I was a little bit I wanted to do some Minish Cap videos, but didn't want to like dedicate a huge amount of effort into making a full task for something. And I've been interested in this category. And what is this category? This is minimum fusions. So in others like speedrunning communities, there will be minimum categories where you're trying to beat the game while minimizing doing a specific thing. So for example, in Super Mario Odyssey, there's the minimum captures category, which tries to beat the game by capturing as few entities as possible that you capture with Mario's cap. So in this category is minimum fusions. We're in Minish Cap going to try and beat the game by doing as little kinstone fusions as possible. Now, this isn't zero fusions or fusionless category because we have to do some. And in fact, because of recent developments in recent glitch discoveries, we've managed to reduce this down to one fusion. I'm not going to say where it is, but people who've seen runs before will probably know which fusion it is. But yeah, I'll mention it when we get to that point. But I think that's it. Let's just jump straight into this. Let me just load this up. Right. Gonna be like the playback recording on this is gonna be a little bit weird. We're gonna play. It's going to just sit on the title screen for a little bit. It's gonna do a soft reset and then we'll get away. That's just to make sure everything's synced up nicely with how I've recorded it. But nothing to worry about. And then also hopefully I do have my live split set up properly, so it should auto split and just time everything itself. So not only is the game playing itself, it's also just splitting for itself as well. Nice, and we are away. Yep, so this category, anyone who's been around in Minish Cap for a really long time and has seen any percent runs for the last like 5 years, you'll notice a lot of bits and pieces from old any percent runs combined with stuff from new any percent runs. It's a real like mix of strats from different eras of the any percent speedrun. But yeah, if you've not played, if you've only been into and seen any percent as a Minish Cap speedrun category in the last 2 years or so, there's going to be some really fun stuff in the middle that is that's going to be super interesting that you probably may have not seen before. But yeah, this is very similar to an any percent speedrun. But the only difference being that, well, there's going to be a lot of different stuff in the middle section anyway. But one of the similar things to any percent is the first half an hour, it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. We're just going to be playing through intro, play through Deepwood, play through Cave of Flames, and then Cave of Flames, like, we get to all of the new any percent stuff. So yeah, how did I record this? I basically, instead of like fully tasking this where I was doing like going frame by frame, making sure that all of the inputs were done exactly perfectly, I treated this more like a segmented run where I just did a room multiple times until I was happy with how I did it, and then like I just played it through RTA really. Maybe like some bits here and there I'll just go like frame by frame just to touch it up a bit, just like delete a couple inputs here, add a couple inputs there just to make it work out nicely. I was mostly not like getting super bogged down in making sure I was saving every single frame, but I was trying to minimize the amount of time it took me to record a section. That was effectively what I was doing, while also making sure that it was like presentably fast. So this intro is faster than my best, but it's still not as good as my some of best, and I believe that there have been better RTA intros before. I think Black has at least one of their intros that is better than this, but this is still an incredibly fast intro. I'm with a lot of the text boxes, I would like get ready mashing on my controller, like play it, record the like a bit of my the fastest mashing I can do, and then just like basically copied and pasted that throughout the whole run. I didn't do that quite too much in like the beginning section, so here a lot of the mashing I was doing there, I was just doing it on keyboard because I was just not super interested in making these bits as optimal as possible. Like, if I wanted to be super optimal, I would have just recorded, I would have just like tasked A input, next frame R input, next frame A input, and just copied and pasted that sequence of like perfect frame, perfect mashing through, but like, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this as like as similar to human inputs as possible. I'm also not calling this like a human theory task either, because I touched things up a bit too much to make this like to say that this is all human inputs. It's not all human inputs. I did have to like add in a couple of inputs in places that it was a little bit tight. But I did intend for like the vast majority of these strats to be human viable at the very least. So for example, when we get to Minish Woods, there is a TAS-only strat that will let you get onto the lily pad before it moves out of the way. And it saves about 8 seconds because you have to wait for the lily pads to like rotate around in a little puddle. I don't do that in this because it's just not human viable. The only time a human's ever pulled it off was Toads after 2 hours of grinding it with a save state at the end of like at the perfect point where you start doing your rolls, and you have to do like 6 rolls, and you have to do you're allowed to miss a single frame of perfect inputs. So it's incredibly precise. Yeah, like, no one's ever going to be able to pull it off RTA, or if it is, it's going to be the flukiest thing ever that someone just lucked into. But it's not something, like, people aren't going to be, like, grinding the beginning of the game and trying to get that 8-second time save at the beginning by doing 6-frame perfect inputs. Right, with that intro section over, that was a 541. That's not a particularly fantastic intro. I've had a 540 before. That's my actual golds, 540. I've deleted all of my golds and everything off of this. This is just like a blank set of splits. Did a sound effect play? I don't have any audio, so I can't actually hear what's going on in the game at all. But I'm assuming Live Split did some kind of sound effect. I don't know if I can turn that off, or if we're just gonna get like some weird like a gold split sound that's gonna happen every single split. Alright, here's our Eslo fight. I didn't really keep too much of a track on what the time was here at Eslo. That's a 31 slap. Damn, that was a good Minish Woods. Yeah, 36. I think Aridan's got a 35 at Eslo, which is... Or maybe their sum of best is 35, but 36 is definitely, like, viable. I've got a 36 before. Aridan's definitely got a 36 before RTA. Flak, I think, gets 36s on the reg. I wouldn't be surprised if Darky also has, like, a 36, or maybe, like, even a Fire Turtle. And Toads. Yeah, so for example here, this lily pad section here could have got like the perfect cycle there and saved 8 seconds, but not gonna go for these like ridiculous strats like that. It's actually going to be interesting watching this back for me because, like, this is the oldest stuff I did. Like, I did this, like, several days ago, and I've done everything else in the recording since then, so I'm just interested to see how optimal I was, like, playing here, or if this was literally just, like, me doing it nearly in one sitting. Yeah, that's, like, a perfectly good barrel room. This is like, yeah, those rolls are super optimized there, okay. Let's see what this enter deeper time is. People who, like, really try and go for sub 10 would probably be looking at the timer right now and going, what the fuck? 54, 55, 56. Yeah, that's a 956. My sum of best is a 956, currently in any percent. And I think in glitchless too. I think if you take the combo of both of my sum of best, they are 956. Vlak has a 956 in their world record. The 137.38, the one that stood for 2 years, that one had a 956 enter Deepwood. Like, from this point on, things are going to get, like, time-wise, this just plays absolutely perfectly with no flaws for a human, so it's going to be incredibly fast. Like, we're beyond, from this point on, we're beyond what, like, is human capable, like, RTA. You just can't play through all of these rooms absolutely perfectly like this. What is this rubbish? I don't even want to respond to that, ROM. We haven't even diverged from what glitchless is yet. We're still going to effectively be doing glitchless stuff for the next, like, 10 minutes. There's, like, one difference in the next 10 minutes. Yeah, so just playing through Deepwood, this is just, like, how you do, like, top runners do Deepwood, just without any flaws. I mean, any percent is now different to glitchless in the first trip to town. We do a, like, if you keep watching, we're gonna do a, we're gonna clip past the guard to save a second. Also, in glitchless, we get to skip one of the wind crests because we don't need it by Link's house. In any percent, we grab that wind crest because it saves It saves like 10 seconds later on in the run, so we get it then. Yeah, so our RNG in this run, I tried to not manip RNG. I tried to manip RNG as little as possible, effectively. Like, if I get to a room, I would just deal with the RNG that was just given to me, instead of, like, going into previous rooms and then, like, slightly tweaking things to make it so that I get better RNG later on. The only times I did that was, like, in boss fights, effectively, where I was like, I'll just adjust the number of slashes I do here so that I get better RNG in the next cycle. But like whenever I get into a room, I like see what the pattern of the enemies is going to be, and then just go into that room knowing in advance what the enemies are going to do, and then just like just try and perform it RTA to do it perfectly. I still do Octominute. No, we don't actually do Octominute in this because we're not going to hit the switches in droplets. Obviously I'm gonna get a 0 ink. I just tweaked things a little bit to give me a 0 ink, but no, I don't do an Octominute. People actually having to RTA run this would have to just toss the dice, flip the coin to see if they get good RNG or not. Also, that Gust Jar, that was a sub 1330. Like, what the hell? No one's ever done that RTA. Like, the best, I think, is like a 34. I think Darky's got like a 34, or maybe Black has like a 33 or 32, maybe. But no one's got sub 1330. I think, like, Black's got a 1711. Like, that's their best ever Earth Element time. And I don't think that they got a sub 1330 on, like, Gust Jar when they did that. Is it TAS replaying? Yeah, this is a load had. Which I did already explain is when we do a TAS, but we don't spend a year optimizing it to be perfect. I just recorded this over the last couple days. Yeah, I'm not playing. A LOTAD is a low optimized tool assisted demonstration. So I'm demonstrating here what like it would look like if this was like a perfect RTA run. 1532. Dude, you normally are pretty happy if you get a sub 16 enter Green Chew, and this is 30 seconds better than that. That's just like how much time you lose in Deepwood just to not doing everything absolutely perfectly, and also not getting perfect RNG out of things as well. This also wasn't perfect RNG out of everything. Again, if I wanted to absolutely optimize this, I would... it would take me a year. I would still be in Deepwood trying to optimize this, like, over the last 3 days. You still can't get sub 1010 on Enter Deepwood? It's mostly tech smashing, and then there's also a lot of, like, optimizing the movement in Minish Woods as well. I can't remember if I get one jump on Green Shoe. I think I do. I can't remember. Also, I didn't pay attention to the the slashes. No, we don't get one jump here. So this could be improved. Like if we get a one jump there, we save like 5 seconds. And if you look at the time now, saving 5 seconds, that would be a sub 17. Yeah, look, 1704. We save 5 seconds by getting a one jump instead. It would have been a sub 17 Earth Element if that was one jump with good RNG, so... Yeah, still, this is like 10-15 seconds faster than best, like, RTA run ever. Yeah, Rom, that's why I've got 2 controllers. I play with keyboard because you can just do the absolutely perfect, like, inputs and everything, like, execution-wise. It's just so absolutely solid playing on keyboard. And on controller, I've got kind of a crappy... My R button's really busted on my controller, so I try and use it as little as possible, but, like, the D-pad's perfectly, like... Also, the D-pad is also really dodgy on it as well, but that happens to make it super easy to tech smash with on the controller. Getting health. Keep an eye on that. I do get the heart containers, yes. I just... Yeah. I don't know, there's something interesting that I don't want to say because it's gonna be funny later. When you mash, you seriously mash. You don't have to seriously mash in this game. It's honestly best when you start with something that's slow and comfortable, and then just build up the stamina over time, to like and the speed of it over time, so that you can mash consistently at that effectiveness. Like, you see the mashing I'm doing there, like, it's incredibly fast. Like, there's no noticeable difference between the mashing that I'm doing there and frame perfect task mashing. Like, it's just on the order of a couple of frames here and there. And I can uphold that for, like, a full minute straight without, like, getting a little bit tired. And I don't like mashing on keyboard at all. Mashing on keyboard is, it's noticeably slower. That's why I do mash on controller. And then it's just learning how to, like, when I need to switch between keyboard and controller. But, okay, let's actually talk about this run. So, if you're just watching this and you've never seen an any % speedrun, you probably think, oh, the first fusion you have to do for Minish Cap is you're going to have to fuse with the hurdy-gurdy guys. Like, no, we can actually just save and quit to skip that. And this is the first glitch of the run, where we set Link's last, like, valid tile to stand on is by that guard, and then we drown in the water to respawn Link by the guard, and the guard doesn't have time to move, so then we just roll past him. That's a glitch. Yeah, I know we're cheating here. Fun fact, we're gonna use glitches to skip doing fusions. We did a roll lift there as well. That's also another cheat. So this run's just, like, not glitchless, it's, like, invalid at this point. 20 minutes 33. I'm really trying to push to get a sub 21 enter chronal. I think I've got one ever. I think I've got one sub 21 enter chronal, and this is like 30 seconds better than what I would consider a good enter chronal. Chronal has a lot of RNG in, like, the Tektites. Anytime they jump in the air, the entire time they're in the air, they're cycling RNG every frame, which makes them just an absolute pain in the arse to when you're doing any kind of tassing or, like, trying to have to be aware of what the RNG is at any point. This room kind of sucked. There was no way I could dodge that middle guy. No matter what inputs I was doing, it would take too much time to just dodge that guy, so I had to just get hit by him, which is a real shame. Could just get damage boost. I mean, I looked into it. I recorded that room like 10 times. I just couldn't get past that guy, and I'm like, fuck it. That's the best I can do. And I'm not going back to previous... Again, I'm not super optimizing this. I'm not spending a year making this absolutely perfect. I just took it and just moved on. It was on the order of frames that I was losing. I don't care. This is the demonstration. Like, I want to demonstrate what the run is. I don't want to get bogged down in making sure that I get past an enemy without getting hit. I'm not running this RTA. I really don't care about this category enough to actually do an RTA run of it. It's too similar to any percent. This is why I'm making a low tad of it, because I want to show it off and go, hey, look at this cool thing, without actually having to spend more than a couple days on it. Yeah, running a category that does P-Hack Clip and gets flippers. Exactly. We have to do both of those things. I'm not running that shit. I mean, Hundo also does that, but it's valid in Hundo because Hundo does enough other stuff to make it interesting. Yes, we have to get flippers, because what's the alternative to getting flippers? The alternative to getting flippers is getting the magic boomerang. And getting the magic boomerang requires 4 fusions, so no. No, we're not getting the magic boomerang this run. I tried to manip a bomb drop and I just couldn't get it, but I left the grabbing and throwing the bush in there because it doesn't actually lose any time. 2403 grip ring. Sub 25 grip rings are good. Like, nearly hitting the 24 mark is just absurd. Again, if I wanted to optimize this, I can get a sub 24. I think actual task gets a 23 something. Like 2350 something. 2340 maybe. We are going to be doing a boss door clip in this run. But yeah, without the magic boomerang, you need the flippers to be able to get to the point that you can do a boss door clip. That Tektite was incredibly close to hitting me there. And I do believe that I did that in one recording. I don't think I had to re-record that. I can't believe it's 2021 and we still haven't been able to skip this section. Imagine still having to push boulders on Mount Chrono in 2021. I want to skip this section so bad. It's so painful. I mean, it's easy when you get to TAS up to this point because there's like... You're gonna be done with this section in 10 minutes, and it's not gonna be difficult. You don't have to deal with enemy RNG and stuff like that. It's just completely fine. I'm pretty sure I did this mostly in one recording. I was also looking at Tompa's task whilst I was doing it. It's like, right, I need to roll in the perfect spots. That was kind of sloppy there. I shouldn't have done that, but yeah, whatever. Obviously we kill the Helmasaur with that, the swag kill. We're not true gamers if we don't do that. Funny story, throughout a lot of the points later on, I was so used to glitchless that I was starting to do some of the sections the glitchless way, and then I get like 3 rooms in, and then I go, wait, no, let me just check my notes, and then my notes tell me to do something completely different that is actually like old any percent, and I'm like, oh yeah, we do that instead because it's way faster. So then I just had to re-record a bunch of stuff a lot. It's mostly in the mid section, like it's I had a real, like, fiasco with, like, where to get my bottle of water. That was an issue at some point. Getting the power bracelets as well. I managed to record the entire glitchless method of getting the power bracelets, and then checking my notes and going, oh no, we do something completely different, and having to re-record like half an hour of work. Luckily, it was only like half an hour. It really wasn't too much. Oh, in Palace as well, I just did like a lot of glitchless Palace for no reason, and then I was like, wait, no, we can do stair clip and stuff like that. Oh, fuck. Yeah, enter Cave of Flames, 28. 28:10. It's crazy. I remember I had my best ever time to enter Cave of Flames was 28:48. And like I think the best RTA runs I've seen have like a 28:30 something. We do need that bomb drop there. That is actually part of the run. Interesting, I got an extra bomb drop here. I think... How many re-records did this take? Oh no, I did this in one recording. Yeah, okay. I was actually like super surprised that I got that decent enough RNG that I just kept it. Oh yeah, I decided to do that strat there. That's like... It's... I see people trying to go for that strat where you roll through the flames and get knocked into close to the Minish portal. I don't ever see anyone actually get it RTA, but that's what it's supposed to look like, and it's basically only TAS only, like if you want to try and get it consistently. Yeah, it's so much faster to use the Gust Gel there to like hit the roller bite into the hole, whilst the other, like the first one you throw into a hole is like landing properly. Right, I want to see what this time is to hitting this switch. This is like a benchmark I have. 30:44. Wow. Yeah, that's like 30 seconds better. Yo, Hendrix, how's it going? What did you miss? Basically nothing. It's just been any percent up to this point. The only interesting stuff changes after Cave of Flames, so anyone who's tuning in now or has like skipped to like this part in the like video later, you're not missing out on anything. I did 7 and 3 there. I don't normally go for that, and I had to record that multiple times. 7 and 3 is not consistent for me at all. I always go for 6 and 2. What I'm referring to there is the number of rolls that we do out of bounds whilst Link is off screen. But yeah, there's a cane. 31! I've never seen a 31 cane before. And this is a 31. Oh. Wait, does Vlak have a 31? No, Vlak has a 3205 in their current rookie. $57's better than your PB. You need to get good. I mean... Yeah, Aradna, you're super solid in early game. At least, like, enter Deepwood. some decent rollerbike movement there. I don't think he can do much better than that. Yeah, just doing the angle retention stuff here. This is just very straightforward any percent stuff. We do this all the time in current any percent. We've been doing this for the last 2 years, and any percent shouldn't be anything like surprising or different. You went for a D-Rust last week, plus 30 on Enter Q, yeah. 3306. Dear Lord. I have a 34. I think I had my best, which was a 33. Black has a 3341. Like my current PB is a 34 flat. It's like exact. Oh yeah, I have a bit of fun here in Gleerock, because Gleerock's just such a really easy, straightforward boss. There's nothing too difficult with this. Imagine going for Gleerock with less than 2 hearts. Oh, Rom. Just give it a moment. Angle retention was discovered in 2019. Yes. Yes, Hendris. And 2019 was 2 years ago. Look at the current year, it's 2021. Angle retention was discovered 2 years ago. It was August of 2019. No, not August, it was July. And this was still like a perfectly optimal Gleerock. Dude. Who needs hearts? I'm not picking up any hearts. What's this time? That's a sub 35 fire element. Ending with Gleerock facing down. No, ending with Gleerock facing down is the optimal thing. That's what you want in the last cycle. Because then the white flash is like 1 frame long, whereas it's like 20 to 30 frames if it's facing a different direction. So it's optimal facing it down. How good was that Gleerock? That was a 152. That's pretty fucking good. 153 is like the best you get RTA, so yeah. I've never seen... I haven't got a 152 Gleerock RTA, but I think some people's golds do. Alright, so now things are going to get a bit weird if you haven't seen any percent recently. This is called Chrono Clip, and this is basically going to let us skip having to get the red sword right now. We're going to do a bottle glitch there to mean that we don't take damage and can stand inside this enemy. We're going to do some weird push value shenanigans here, and we're going to trick the game into thinking that we're able to jump off the ledge there when we get clipped inside the wall, and that lets us jump out of bounds. And then from this we can move out of bounds in Chronal here. We're going to land in Trilby in a really precise spot, and we're gonna get McYeehaw because that's just how we do it. The route that we did there is incredibly, like, inconsistent. You just have a 50% chance of just getting stuck inside of a wall there. But obviously, with a Lotad, I just, like, redid it until I got it. It was until I got McYeehaw. It was fine. We call it McYeehaw because it's, like, that's just a name for doing that strat. It's 3 seconds faster than doing the safer strat, where we just do a couple more extra rolls out of bounds and then land. Instead of in bounds in that water area, we just go further off to the side where like some Moblins and Keatons are. But yeah, we just managed to get to Western Woods without having to use the red sword. We're having to go and get the red sword from the castle. Rom, no, with Gleerock, it doesn't matter, like, You can always get it facing in the same direction every time. The reason why we don't get it to face down in the second cycle is because the head drops a little bit slower when it's facing down, but it's still more optimal in the final cycle with the white flash to like get a little bit of time loss from the head dropping slower, but you get the time back from the white flash not lasting as long. So yeah, the optimal fight with Gleerock is head facing down, facing any other direction, and then facing down in the last cycle. Yeah, the last one you want it facing down because it's the white screen flash that affects it. But yeah, no, you're right with the head. The head's dropping is always slowest when it's dropping down, but in any of the other directions it drops faster. But it's only a couple of frames. It's not too noticeable. It's only noticeable when you're trying to like super optimize your gold. Or doing a test. That's like when it really matters. For most speedruns, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're going off to get the mushroom now. We need the mushroom so that we can get the boots. We have to use the cane here. So that's most of the reason why we did Cave of Flames. We could have just got the cane and then left Cave of Flames, but it's just faster to get Cave of Flames done whilst we're there. Since when does Malon stand around in the farmhouse? It's because we never watched the Vati possessing the king cutscene, so the town state hasn't changed, which means that Malon isn't spawned in town selling milk. She's just in the farmhouse. You can't ever encounter that in regular gameplay. It's only because we did Chrono Clip that she stays in the farmhouse. Enter the lake to set your quick warp. Someone's been playing too much rando recently. Alright, we're gonna get these boots. A good boots time is like, oh my god. What are good boots times now? Like 41, 42? Oh wait, no, yeah, just a 41 is good. Well, this is a 40, 20. Wow. You get 41, yeah. 420. Yeah, we equip the Gust Jar here now in any percent because we get to skip the Dark Nut fight. So, yeah, anyone who's not seen any percent recently will think, hang on, you need to do 3 fusions here, right, to be able to get out of the swamp and go to the next dungeon. We're going to be able to skip all of those fusions and go directly to the next dungeon without doing any of them. So yeah, we don't need to fight the Dark Nut because the Dark Nut's got a Kinstone. If we don't need to do the fusions and we're not getting the Kinstones. Now we have to swap our bottle contents there. That's going to come up later, but we basically dump the fairy and get a bottle of water there. I get a pretty decent fight there. It's like, if you get that RT, it's like, oh my god, that was like fucking godlike. It's not like the most perfect fight you could get there. You can task a much better fight than that. 41-32 bow. Oh, very nice thing here. We don't have to do quad! Because with quad, we're just getting Kinstones. So normally we would do like a quad Kinstone manip to get 4 Kinstones. We don't need to do those fusions. So we don't need to get the Kinstones. So we just instantly P-Hat manip. Now, what is this P-Hat manip? We needed to do perfect our movements there to make the P-Hat stand in the right spot so we could Gust Jar it up to this spot here. We're going to put it into the perfect spot by this stump here and roll into it, and it's going to clip us out of bounds, and now we're on the second layer when we shouldn't be. We can just dash over all of the collision and just go immediately to Western Woods without, into Wind Ruins without having to do the fusions. And from this out of bounds spot here, we can skip all of Wind Ruins as well, but we're already in the dungeon! 42 minutes in, we're in Fortress. Yeah, we only got that fairy before Glee Rock just to do the bottle glitch with the sign so that we could be invulnerable. Yeah. Right, so why did we do a save and quit there? We need to do another RNG manipulation here. We're going to manipulate the Armos in the next room in the perfect way. So we've got a green sword right now, which means we can't create clones. So instead, we're going to move this Armos to this perfect spot, clip inside the other Armos using that, just enough so that we can grab the lever and pull it. Now you may think, but that has to be RTA only, right? No, that is an RTA, that must be TAS only, right? No, that is an RTA viable strat. That is completely RTA viable. The current any % world record does it. You can do it in runs. It's very, very precise, but it's completely doable. Yo, Mikami, thanks for the raid. How's your stream? How's the OOT runs? We've got a Lotad going right now. We're in the middle of Fortress. We've got some funky stuff going on right now. Currently, I'm still keeping the RNG manip going after we did all of the perfect movements here. The reason why we're doing an RTA, we're doing an RNG manipulation here, is to get this Darknut to do a dash here, and after we kill it, it's going to drop a Kinstone. And this is the one Kinstone we're going to get in this run. It's going to be the red Kinstone, and that's going to be for the one fusion that we're going to do this run. You're going to come back to TMC any % next week? Nice. But yeah, we come over here to get the mitts. That is a sub 45 mitts. Yeah, so we got the mitts and we do another save and quit here. We're going to go back to the beginning of the dungeon because we want to skip the mitts was the only things we need, and we're going to now skip directly to the boss. We're not going to go get the boss key or anything. Again, this is pretty standard from this point for people who've seen any % for a long time. But again, we don't have a red sword, so we can't create clones to shrink. So instead, we're going to get this Armos to come over to this spot here and push us through the corner of the thing there. And now we just do portal items here to get out of bounds and clip to the boss. And that's Fortress. That is the most ridiculous Fortress I've ever seen. But yeah, obviously, because I've had, as much time in the world, I wanted to optimize that. It wasn't perfectly optimized, but it's, better than anyone could want to get RTA. I think Vlak could probably, do the same in a run, but yeah. And now we're on to Mazao. Yeah, so far, this has almost looked identical to what a current any % run would look like. The only difference is that we didn't do quad Kinstone minute. We didn't get any green Kinstones because they're all unnecessary in this because we're only doing one fusion. Is that a power bracelet section you see? I mean, just think about what the alternative to getting the... why are we not getting the green Kinstones? Well, why do we need the green Kinstones in any %? We get the green Kinstones so that we can get the boomerang. Why do we get the magic boomerang? It's so that we can skip the flippers. Well, we can get the flippers without doing any fusions, so we got to do that instead in this category. And what do we need to get the get the flippers? Well, we're going to need the power bracelets. There isn't currently a way to get to the flippers without getting the power bracelets. But no, you're not gonna, we're not gonna, get to town and, oh, we need to do, the quest exactly the same as glitchless. No, this is, we're allowed to do glitches, okay? We're allowed to do this fast, and for people who haven't seen what town, is, with glitches, it's pretty cool. It's definitely better than glitchless, but, it's interesting. That attack mash? I mean, I can do that. RTA. It's perfectly fine. All of this was mostly like segmented recordings. I didn't TAS much of this at all. The only TASing I did was just like adding in or deleting like frames of inputs here and there. It wasn't like full sections. The vast majority of all of this gameplay was me actually playing this and just recording and re-recording sections until I got what felt really like fast. Why do you Lake OG if you have flippers? We're not doing Lake OG. We had to open the library. That's why we warped to Lake there so that we could talk to the Minish and open the library. Why didn't you take the heart container? Because I don't need it. I don't need the heart container. I could have got the heart container, but I don't need it. Like, there aren't any fights in this section, and I'm about to get a bunch of health. It's pretty fine. You like the input display? Yeah, the input display was made by Straylight. And yeah, it's just a Lua script that you just plug into BizHawk, and it's super good. But yeah, so we currently have a green sword. We can't get the flippers without having the red sword. Because to get the flippers, we do need to hand in all the books, and one of the books is locked by the red sword. Because the green book in Dr. Left's attic, we need to create clones so that we can stand on the book to knock it off the shelf. That's the only reason why we need to get the red sword before this. Which is a real shame. Like, if we could not do that, we could delay getting the red sword for a while. We would be able to do all of Droplets without the red sword if we wanted to. And we in fact do. Yeah, like, when we actually go to Droplets later in this run, we're not going to do any cloning at all. In an RTA setting, yeah, you would get the heart container. I don't know, it's just like that heart container is just the most missable heart container you can get in this run, because we're about to get we go past a bunch of fairies, so it just turns out to not be you can grab the fairies without getting a text box. Because we already had to pick up and dump a fairy earlier. Like, so, this is all just to minimize text boxes, really. It's also, like, super nice to be able to have boots for this section. And then, yeah, also the ocarina. Boots and ocarina together, speeding up the movement in the castle and then being able to leave the castle makes that so much nicer to do now in the run than, you know, right after Cave of Flames when we don't have boots or the ocarina. So that's another one of the reasons why we delay that upgrading the sword until at this point of the run. Wait, you skipped the cutscene? Which cutscene? Oh, the Moblin fight. No, we're not skipping that. But also, when we went to the castle there, we didn't need to do the guards section. We didn't need to, sneak through the guards and then go through the underground passage, because we skipped the king getting possessed by Vati cutscene by doing the Krenel clip earlier. So this is where things get a little bit different to what you would expect in Glitchless. So in Glitchless, you're like, wait, why are you doing this? Like, you need to go and talk to the dog and stuff. No, no, we don't. We're gonna do something different here. People who've seen some older Any% runs may see what's going on right now. We're gonna do Shop Roof OG to Dr. Left. And here's where we now have some very bugged textures going on Link's behalf. We've got Link as some weird maelstrom of green Moldoza sprites, as he, like, create clones and then stands on the book. This is, yeah, okay, if you've seen Hundo recently as well, I mean, Hundo's always done that, I'm pretty sure, but that's also a very old any percent strat. Talk to the blue Minish there to make him make another Minish move out of the way. Talk to the dog to make the dog move out of the way. But yeah, we made the book fall down without having to get the power bracelets. We will have to get the power bracelets now, though, because the next book does require the power bracelets. We can't knock the blue book off of the shelf in the lake without it. And here is our one fusion in the entire run. It's the Stranger Fusion to make the portal appear here so that we can get to Palace later. If we didn't do this fusion here, we would have to do 6 fusions in order to get to Palace later, because we would have to open Veil Falls, which requires a fusion, and then there are 5 fusions in Cloudtops to be able to open the Wind Truck. So instead we do 1 fusion there, and then we get the shortcut. And no fusion run is impossible. As far as we're aware, yes. Currently the fastest, the minimum number of fusions is 1. We are not going to do any more fusions throughout the rest of this run. That was our 1 fusion. But yeah, we go into Dr. Left once as like regular size Link to both put out the fireplace and also to grab the book. And this is the fountain section, so we're coming here to get the power bracelets. But yeah, there's a fairy here which we're going to grab and put in a bottle. I don't know why I bottled that. That's just that was an RTA muscle memory. We're never actually going to use that fairy in a bottle ever in this run. Like, we could have just skipped that. That was unnecessary. But yeah, there's our power bracelets. Is that faster than the one in Flipper's Cave? I mean, we're gonna get the one in the Flipper's Cave. We're gonna get both. I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't get both. Grab the first one in a bottle, and then grab the second one as healing. Oh, as for glitchless, yeah, no, do as I just said. The first one, bottle it because you've already got the bottle equipped. And then the one in the Flipper's Cave, you grab that so that you can get onto full health. Yeah, you take the one. No, you don't bottle the one in the Flipper's Cave for droplets. You don't bottle that one. You just grab it for healing. Unless you're on full health or like nearly full, then you just don't. You just ignore that one then. Fight the Scissor Beetles. If you take a bunch of damage in the Scissor Beetle fight, then you grab the heart piece in the puddle by the doghouse before going into droplets. If you've taken like 2 or 3 hearts of damage already, you should be mostly on full health. But yeah, we've come over to Lake here just to grab this last book for the book quest. There's not much we can do to speed this section up. It's mostly like the same that you were doing glitchless. Droplets, you never know what the RNG is going to be given to you, so you always want to be maximizing the amount of health that you have in droplets. Yeah, now we're going to hand in the rest of the books. We had to hand in the red book earlier on and then talk to the lady, because talking to the lady after handing in the red book sets the flag that lets us walk into Dr. Left's house whilst big, which lets us get the green book. And we also need to go and get the power bracelets to be able to knock the blue book off the shelf, so basically both of those books are locked behind handing in the first book. Oh yeah, exactly. Like, this is called a Lotad specifically because of, like, stuff like bottling that fairy. It's like... I mean, I could have easily just not done that. I had a lot of bottle fiascos, where, like, I just realized I got to a section and I was like, hang on, I've got the wrong bottle contents here. I forgot to bottle something earlier. But yeah, because of the health that I'm on at the moment, I'm grabbing this fairy just for health. Got, like, really weird scissor beetle fight there. I was like, hang on, I can just keep slashing this guy's face and dealing damage to him, and it's not, like, I'm not, like, clinking off of his, like, horn. That's weird. Whatever. It was a weird fight I got there. But yeah, we've had to basically do a lot of extra stuff here before droplets, which makes this just slower than any percent. In any percent, we would have just like got the magic boomerang and done the Lake House OG to get to droplets without having to get the flippers. But yeah, this is still a sub-hour enter droplets though. Anyone running this RTA wouldn't be able to actually get a sub-hour enter droplets. It's a 59. Currently the any percent world record gets like a 58, I want to say. What is Flax enter? 57. 57.07. So we're like 2 minutes behind what the any percent world record was from being like a minute ahead. So that's just that just shows how much slower getting the flippers is. It's still faster than my enter droplets. I mean, it's still faster than my enter droplets. Guessing the angle was weird in the game, thinking you slashed him from the right. Wait. Oh, what, with the scissor beetle? Yeah, I don't know. It was... I don't know. It was part of its animation was being weird. Anyway, yeah, we're doing an OG there. We're not actually going to go get the boss key right now. We just did the OG so that we can get into this section. Yeah, we don't need to get the boss key right now. The boss key would let us open the boss door, but we can't boss door clip because we don't have any items to do the boss door clip. So instead, we're going to go and get the lantern, because the lantern's going to let us do the boss door clip. And we're going to go the fastest way possible to get to the lantern, which is going to be Lily Clip. So anyone who's seen Hundo will know the droplets route. This route is exactly the same as the Hundo route. Yeah, imagine being faster than glitchless world record in a category that lets you do glitches. This is round 4 settings. Yeah, so there's Lily Clip there. Lily pads interact with screen edges very weirdly, and we can exploit that by being able to interact with the lily pad from the wrong room. And that lets us do screen transitions like that and stay out of bounds. And we're in Blue Chew, and we just skipped, like, half the dungeon to be able to get to Blue Chew. And we didn't have to hit any of the switches to do so, either. Yeah, Blue Chew sucked. I just didn't... I think I did this in one recording. I just didn't care. Again, Lotad. Obviously, it's not optimized. I didn't count the sword slashes on Blue Chew either, so I don't know how, like, optimal that was. Yeah, Blue Chew really slows down the pace. It would be so good if we could find a way of just getting to DHC without getting all of the elements. Because this is the only reason why we need the lantern, is so that we can get the water element. Thought that was another follow bot. No, it's just my night bot, just posting my links. Right, now that we've got the lantern, we're gonna go and get the boss key. We waited until the lantern so that we can skip the puzzle, and it's gonna be like Rando. We can just walk up to the block and just melt it with the lantern instead of having to push the block around into the lights to melt it. And here we save and quit to get ready to fight Octo. Yeah, I've been looking into this a lot, trying to make an RNG minute for Octo that starts from this and does all of this movement and gets into Octo on the same RNG seed as the any percent minute. And the best I could get was one extra RNG roll, which just was a real shame, because then it still came out as wrong in the end when you tried doing the minute from that point. Like, it was always going to be wrong, which is a real shame. So yeah, this is a you see me rolling a bunch here. I'm going to be doing the same movement as Minute, but I'm obviously not doing Minute here. But this is, again, this is a low TAD, which means that I can go back and re-record sections. So I just did, like, rolls in the last part of the boss to give me a 0 ink. New Octo Minute. Rolling during Octo. Don't worry, Hendris, I'd already played this back yesterday to see if it would crash or anything, so like it played through perfectly fine. I got like really rotten RNG there and a rock literally landed on my head. I was like, dude, really? It looks like a 2-roll RNG though. Oh, okay, we got it. We got the Myth Minute. And that is a 105.48 water. You may also be like looking at like any percent world record and be like, any percent world record got a 106.14. This is like 30 seconds ahead. It's still not 30 seconds ahead because there's one thing we've not done in this that an any percent run would have already done. And that's the Moblin fight. We would in any percent do the Moblin fight as we're right before we get the magic boomerang. We just haven't done that yet. And we need to go and upgrade our sword to the blue sword. So we're gonna have to do that now. We're going to be fighting the Moblin fight. So this section is going to be a lot slower than a typical any percent run would. We're having to do an extra... We're going to have to basically waste 2 minutes here having to do this. So not only did like any percent get this done between Fortress and Droplets, it also managed to do it like 3 minutes faster than... like the way we did it right now, while also like skipping this thing that's 2 minutes slower. So yeah, right, the Vietnam flashback. Yeah, as low as just like, you don't know, man, you were there. Back to the Minish trenches. I mean, I think a lot of any percent runners do have just PTSD over running this game. Minish Cap was there, Vietnam. But at least we can still skip the guard section and just go directly into the castle. Saves quite a bit of time. You start shaking whenever you see a pea hat. Don't get me started on that bloody pea hat. Yeah, Vlak's like an absolute machine. Vlak's found a consistent way of doing the pea hat, but it requires you to quickly spot the pixel alignment of the pea hat when it stops moving, and then from the position that it stopped in, being able to deduce which one of the 3 actions you should do to get it consistent. Well, actually, no, 2 of them are consistent, 1 of them isn't consistent. Yeah. That's just too much for me, man. Like, I need to pause during the leather clip because it's too fast. He is just the human task. Right, so from this point on, it's effectively the same as any percent. We're going to be doing just the same stuff as a modern any percent run would do from this point on, except we just don't have the magic boomerang. That's the only difference. So yeah, our boss door clip has to use the lantern when we boss door clip in Palace. Dude, this run has had great OGs. We've got first try OG every time. I think when I was actually recording this, I didn't get any first try OGs. I think I had to do them. I had to redo all of them at least twice. I really suck at OGs now. But yeah, we have to use the bow in this room because no magic boomerang. Makes it a little bit slower. We don't want to equip the boots to do boot cancels because we just have to pause to like equip the sword again in a sec to be able to like make clones. So we just have to just equip bow on its own and then wait slowly. It's not the greatest. What was that Enter Palace? It was a 109.53, so it was just under 110. My PB has a 112.40. Jesus, that's bad. Black has a 109.13. Semi's got also like a 111. Darky has a 110. Other people have like 112s, 111s, 112s. We're not grabbing the health there. We don't need a heart. Yeah, there's the cape. That was a pretty solid cape section. Like, beginning of Palace. That's like, if you get that in a run, like, you're like, oh my god, that was a fucking amazing, like, enter beginning of Palace. OGs in our match? Yeah, yeah, I don't think our match really did come down to glitches execution, did it? It was just coming down to like who found the items first. How much is using bow for that section? I don't know how much slower it is than using the boomerang. It's definitely faster to use the boomerang. There's my setup there for doing the stair clip with the bow, falling before we ride the platform. It's not very consistent, that. I'm going to say now, you have a much higher chance of messing up than if you do the fall off after riding the platform. Why is that menu so slow? I didn't really mention menus much here. I tried doing the menus in one go as quickly as possible, and then just I was just getting annoyed when I was doing the menu perfectly, and then the cursor just didn't move right. And then I have a look at the inputs, and I'm like, oh, I managed to press 2 inputs at the same frame. So I just delete 1 frame of the the inputs, and then it just worked out perfectly. So I did a little bit of touching up like that, but it was most of the menu, all of the menu inputs were exactly how I did the inputs. Faster way of killing these guys, we do 2 slash stabs. Slash stab, and then I think it's 2 slashes or 3 slashes afterwards. We do slash stab, slash stab, slash slash slash. I think that's the fastest way to kill those guys. So it's instead of having to do 6 regular slashes, we get to do 5. Yeah, it's faster. It's faster to kill those guys like that. I know Black kills them like that. But yeah, here's our boss door clip. I'm gonna go to Georg. I think I mostly did Georg in one go. Did I? Yeah, I don't think this is certainly not a perfect Georg. Definitely not. I am certain my gold is better. My gold is definitely better than this Georg that we're gonna do here. But this isn't an offensively bad Georg. What's that into Georg is a 114. 16. I didn't like this part here. This cycle was so weird. He was throwing the orbs at a different rate that I was used to, and I'm like, why did that happen? But yeah. I think I had to re-record that a couple of times, but then from this point on, I'm pretty sure I just did this all in one go. Yeah, got bad RNG there, but then I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna keep going and make my clones here. I noticed quickly there, I was like, oh, it's that pattern. I can just make my clones quick. I could have maybe just ignored making the clones and then just done a single slash to because I got good RNG. Yeah, that could have all been faster if I just adjusted the RNG of the boss by doing slashes in the downtime. You can just... Yeah, it's very easy to manipulate this fight because you can just do slashes during downtime sections to get the RNG to line up perfectly. So, if you had tassing this to manipulate things perfectly, it's easy to do so. But just recorded it like that. Okay, 61 minus 16. That was a 145. Yeah, 145 Georg. My best is a 138, so yeah. I was actually 7 seconds slower than what is actually a good a perfect Georg. But again, this is a Lotad. I'm not re-recording things a million times to make it absolutely TAS perfect optimal. I was just doing stuff until I was happy with it, and I'm just want to do this to demonstrate this run and the differences that we have from any percent to here. But yeah, now we've got everything, we're gonna do DHC. Okay, we're gonna have the long cutscene here now. What was this wind element? It's basically a 116 flat. What are other people's wind elements? I have a 119. Jesus Christ, my any percent run's so bad. Yeah, honestly, like my enter droplets isn't even sub 1 hour. It's like so bad. Yeah, Black's got a 1:15:34, so it's like 30 seconds. Black's like 30 seconds ahead of this. Semi's got a 1:17, Darky's got a 1:16. Everyone else is like 1:18, 1:19. If my run didn't just like fuck up Swamp, mine would be a 1:17. I had to do the cutscene walking section a couple times because I just forgot how to do cutscene walking for some reason. I kept on doing 3 rolls at the beginning there, and I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, why am I rolling 3 times here? But then, like, as soon as I get the first one off, I'm like, okay, right, I remember how to do this again. Really nice strat from Black here to do a sub-pixel setup here. We do 2 slashes and a dash diagonally down like that. We stand in that spot there and clip through. Really nice. Like, it's so fast. I'm so glad that, like, Black's found that setup. It makes... Because that stair clip was always a bit awkward because we didn't have, like, the best way of doing it. But it's still down to the Moblin RNG as well. But yeah, it's so nice. Yeah, it's so much faster than just, like, doing what weird shit we were doing before, where we were, like, sliding against the wall, or, like, holding the sword and walking the whole way. It was so dumb. Yeah, being able to just do a boot dash through is just great. Yeah, here it's just standard beginning of DHC. Just go through these rooms, get the small key, get the first small key. Gonna do a OG now with save and quit there to go back to the beginning of the dungeon. First try. I mean, have all of these OGs beaten first try? God, what a run. Imagine getting first try OG on every single one. I can't believe, like, I did, like, 2 back-to-back runs back in January that had first try OGs on every OG. I got so solid at doing OGs, back then. Back when the run was actually fun, before P-Hat ruined everything. Another first try OG. The 21:50 seconds small key. Yeah, we're like tied with Black at this point. We're just gonna, like, overtake. Black, I don't think, had a particularly good enter DHC. Like, the beginning of their DHC wasn't the great. Yeah, they lost 15 seconds in the second key section. Oh yeah, that's like the only downside to the current world record. Vlak, when they did the cannon room with the bomb strat, they messed that up and lost 15 seconds because of that. That's the only like obviously bad part of like the world record run. Oh yeah, like I recorded all of these OGs like RTA. Like I literally just YOLO'd the OG and like assumed that I got it first try and just moved on. And if I didn't get it, then I just re-recorded it. I got them like second or third try on most like when I was doing the recording. So you have a chance. Yeah, you just need to like play as good as Vlak throughout like 99% of the run, and then just get the cannon room strat, and then you've got world record. Easy. Nice, yeah, I mean, the room there was fine. We're doing the new, Darknut fight here. This is Vlak's version. We do it like that so that Link's in line with the doorway to make it faster, both entering and exiting the room. Because we get to spawn the Darknut a little bit faster, we kill it in the same speed, and then wait, I think we actually kill it a little bit faster, and then we can also exit the room faster. So overall, it's just like faster just to do it like that. But it's really tricky. Really nice Darknut fight there. 3 slashes, and kill both of them. I did that on my first recording. That was actually like, I was so shocked when I got that. I was like, I'm keeping that. But yeah, the new Darknut kill for the blue warp is actually like really tight. It's quite a lot of the time you jump into the Darknut, try and like move down and slash it, and you just you slash it and it's already like got its shield up in time. It's hard. The blue warp Darknut kill was, I had to retry it a couple times, but no, the three slashes to kill the double Darknuts, that was RTA first try. Right, now we're doing my minute. This is my Vati minute. Going to be doing an RNG manipulation here for all of the Darknut fights, Vati 1 and Vati 2. Vati 3 we can't RNG manip, and I didn't even bother trying to like pass it to make it perfect. I did most of Vati 2 in one go. Oh wait, no, there was one thing in Vati 2 I didn't do in one go, but I'll point it out when we get there. It might be very obvious, the one thing that I did, and it's like, no way you could do that, RTA. But yeah, this is just my minute. I did have to re-record it a couple of times because it just goes wrong sometimes, and there's... but it didn't take me that long to re-record all of this. I think I did most of this in like space of like 10 minutes, or like 10 to 15 minutes or something. It was actually really fast to record all of this. I spent the longest part of this run, like, recording this. Like, recording everything up to, like, the end of Cave of Flames. Like, it just took so long to get slogged through all of that. But then, like, everything else just breezed through so fast. And I'm like, damn, I recorded all of that so much faster. Yeah, I think I spent, like, a full day on, like, the beginning of the run all the way up to end of Cave of Flames. The next day, I did everything up to, like, end of Droplets, and then the final day I just like did the rest of the run. Yeah, this is my Vati 1 minute. I don't think I got like the perfect Darknut RNG. It's a little bit RNG in exactly what they do, but my minute accounts for like all the different possibilities that they give you. I did Vati 1 in one recording. This was a one go. I didn't have to re-record Vati 1. Did I have to re-record the Darknuts? I think I did have to re-record the Darknuts once. Yeah, like you might be able to tell, it's like, hang on, he's making mistakes here. And it's like, yeah, but it works in the end. So I'm like, man, I made those mistakes. It didn't lose any time. It was just noticeable. If you've got a keen eye that I like slashed wrong, but it works. So I'm like, fine, whatever. And I think I got Vati 2 in one go. Yeah, no, I definitely, yeah, no, Vati. Did I really do Vati 1 and Vati 2 without any re-records? I think I did. I don't remember re-recording these. I think it was just the Darknuts, and really, it's so common for me to like get through the minute up to the Darknuts. The Darknuts just don't work, and then like as soon as I get past the Darknuts, I just do Vati 1 and Vati 2 perfectly. There's such easy parts of my minute. Oh, the only thing I had to re-record in Vati 2 was when I killed my clones there on my final spin. I killed my clones too late, so my spin didn't kill Vati 2, and then I would have had to just done a slash to kill it, but then I just adjusted when I did my R press to be a little bit earlier so that it worked. That's the yeah, it was mostly one recording up until there, and then I just like tweaked the inputs at the end there to make it work out. Yeah, I've done that RTA. I've done everything like all of those fights exactly like that RTA before. One of my old PBs had that. Well, that was an awful run, and the only reason why it was a PB is because I saved like a minute and a half by pulling off the minute perfectly. Alright, and on to Vati 3. Still have that fairy in a bottle I've never used. I'm not going to actually get it out and use it at all at the end of here, though. But I wonder if anyone noticed something else of the health. Oh, Vati 2 didn't split. Whatever. Vati 2's like that. You skip the... Okay, that's the skip button. Yeah, when I get the quick kill on Vati 2 like that, it just doesn't split. The thing doesn't like it. Got a really good portal items there. That I did actually record that first try with that portal items. I just went for it and I got it. And I was like, dude, okay. I had to do that room a couple of times. This portal items I had to do a couple of times as well. And then this, I had to do a couple of times, but like I rolled up and Slash was like, wait, I can hear you. So then I just kept on recording this a few times until I got a lanternless, great spinless Vati 2 arm. Sorry, a second Vati 3 arm. Really lucky that he didn't actually touch the left-hand side of the screen there, but there is our first heart text box of the run. We didn't touch a heart the whole run up until Vati 3. I did that intentionally to try and get heart drop. I didn't need to RNG the heart drop. It just happened. It happened to just work out like that. We got the heart drop. Yeah, and there's our first heart drop text box in Vati 3. Oh, dude, that's so funny. And that is time. That's I think I was slow there. That was actually a 1:31:24. That is 20 seconds faster than the current NE% world record. While having to do like a 6-minute slower route, which just goes to show how much faster you can get if you load tab things. Like, yeah, I could get like a 125 in NE% if I just like spent 5 days doing a load tab of it. But we're expecting the actual tasks that will take years to like be even faster than that, and actually be like a 125. Master's still sleeping. Wait, did the audio just walk and not work properly? Okay, whatever. I don't have my headphones in. I can't hear what's actually going on, so I didn't know if like it was just doing. I assuming it was doing some audio, like it was doing some gold splits every. It was super distorted. Okay, sure, whatever. Redo it. Yeah, let's just redo the whole thing with commentary again. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Now it actually goes through like the credits here. Because, you know, task timing. The RTA timer, we stopped it at the right point, but like it's just gonna go through the credits here. Just redo the alerts. But yeah, that's anyway, that's minimum fusions. Yeah, we have to do one fusion in the whole run. It's that one to go to Palace of Winds. And yeah, even if we were playing on like with the fire rod, even the fire rod with how broken that item is, can't beat the game on 0 fusions. We have to do 1 to be able to get to Palace. There's just no way to get to Palace otherwise. Unless, like, something crazy like wrong warping gets discovered, we won't be able to get to Palace without doing a fusion. Or if we discover a way of getting into Dark Horror Castle without having to get all of the elements, then that also works. Credits warp, yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, you can just theorize any combination of, like, crazy, overblown, overpowered like, glitches from other games that we just haven't been able to, like, do anything similar to that in this game. But it is impressive the number of things that we can do in this game. It's such a well-built and robust game that we've had to search so hard to be able to do the things that we can currently do, and it's impressive. Yeah, I just want to let this these credits play out until the end, and then I'll like cap everything off. But yeah, I hope this was like an interesting run. It was a nice combination of like the current any percent strats with like honestly, stuff that we do in Hundo, it's most closely related to how we do Hundo. The midsection between like getting the flippers and doing droplets is all very similar to Hundo, or similar to like old any percent from pre like flipper skip, but that's like really ancient stuff. Doing fewer fusions makes it more like Hundo. Yeah, it's just because the reason why Hundo's like that is just because it turns out to be slower to get the magic boomerang before we do droplets. It's just faster if we do it after we do droplets. It's because droplets, when you beat droplets, it happens to open up some other fusions, which makes it more convenient to get the tingle fusions done after droplets. So, but yeah, like Hundo's, like you can talk for hours and hours about why you route Hundo that specific way. But yeah, and that's the run. That's the end of the recording. just gonna sit on the title screen now. But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching that. I hope you enjoyed the minimum fusions. This was just like I just like to just like come up with different ideas of like how to play this game and just like mess around with it, because you never know, I might discover something in these that like helps other categories out a little bit, or like gives insight into how the game works in a specific way, and interesting ideas. And when new glitches get discovered, all of this practice of routing other categories lets you like be able to reroute any percent even faster than the other way. So like it's always cool to come up with new ideas for like categories of this game. If you haven't seen in the Discord recently, I was thinking about how like what is the maximum number of items you can get without having to do any fusions. So like I just planned out like all of the items that you can get. I am interested in that, and I may do a loadout of that in the future, which is I'll call like max percent fusionless. It's similar in how in Ocarina of Time you have max percent child, where you try and get as many things as possible only as child. Max percent fusionless in this would be getting as many items as possible without doing any fusions. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna end that here. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see if we can send a raid over to anyone.